Star Wars Kanan Issue 8 First Blood Part 2 continues the newest story arc in the series that started in the previous issue, Star Wars Kanan Issue 7 First Blood Part 1 The Corridors of Coruscant. Try saying that 3 times fast. So the issue kicks off innocently enough in the midst of an attempted CIS terrorist attack on the Jedi Temple, the main objective of which is to take down the Tranquility Spire. As the temple security scrambles to deal with the aggressors, Caleb Dume finds himself in the middle of the action, taking the initiative and going after the bomber himself, and confronting him on the apex of the temple ziggurat. After a brief stint with death, Bilaba intervenes, narrowly saving Caleb's life and successfully defusing the situation, though the assailant himself manages a getaway, leaving Dume and Bilaba battered but alive. Afterwards, Depa takes Caleb as her Padawan learner, much to the dismay of his peers, and the two embark on their very first mission together to the planet Cardoa, accompanied by 2 new clone officers, Commander Gray and Captain Styles. The series regulars Pepe Larraz, Mark Brooks, and David Curiel continued to deliver dynamic, energetic, and top-of-the-line pencil and colouring work. Larraz is an artist who loves his dramatic shading and inventive angles. The series features, without question, the best artwork to come out of the new Star Wars canon so far, and it actually harkens back to Dark Horse's lineup of comics. It almost feels like Kanan and the other titles are being done by 2 completely different publishing houses, even though they're all Marvel titles, and Kanan stands in stark contrast to the rather bland and easily forgettable entries, such as the weak flagship title Star Wars and the borderline embarrassment that is Star Wars Darth Vader. The same could, and should, definitely be said about the writing itself. The story has been riveting from the start, and Kanan's journey from a charming and vulnerable Jedi apprentice to a dashing but rough around the edges rogue with trust issues is a pleasure to follow. The issue features the first chronological appearance of clone commanders Gray and Styles, serving under Depa Billaba and Caleb Dume, and knowing what we do from the previous issues, it will be interesting to see what kind of a relationship grows from that, and what kind of a rapport these 4 eventually develop. Fans of the Clone Wars animated series should recognise some of the references and nods that are dropped in this issue, such as mentions of the infamous bounty hunter Cad Bane, as well as the returning Quasian Cage Warriors. Jedi Battlemaster Sin Dralik also makes a brief cameo, and while his presence doesn't add anything to the story, it's still a neat little Easter egg. If you were to twist our arm and force us to say something negative, then it would have to be that this series suffers from a mild case of the show don't tell syndrome. The story is, more often than necessary, being delivered through caption boxes, which, in a series that features and relies this heavily on artists that are so clearly gifted at visual storytelling, ends up almost working against it. This is a minor gripe though, and overall this issue is golden, and such small complaints don't negate all the superb stuff that this title has to offer. Hell, they don't even come close. If you, for whatever absurd reason, have yet to pick this series up, you're doing yourself a criminal disservice and missing out on some of the best Star Wars storytelling in almost 2 years now. Go out and pick up a copy. You won't regret it.